What do you want people, tourists, to walk away with from Fort Marion?
You know, I think I would like for people to know the real story about those things and why things happened, and rather than having it glossed over the way a lot of the history about Native American are in the plains, stories are not actually accurate, and I think that it would be interesting if we could gather stories like that and tell our side, tell the Native American side of what happened and why it happened, and instead of it all being one-sided, you know, about the Indians, that just to eradicate the Indians, you know, and they died from disease, you know, more from disease than those that died from battle, you know. We had no resistance to simple things, you know, measles, cough, and whooping cough, and different little things that other people, white people, survived. Was killing the Indians by the thousands, literally the thousands. Northern Cheyenne came down; they lost half of their people before they decided we're going back up. You know, we can't live in this country. Well, it wasn't so much the country; it was that they were around the pioneers, the Europeans that were in there, and they had no resistance to their diseases. So I'd just like to see a real, true story of, at least not one-sided, but let's look at both sides of the story.
What do you want folks, anyone, native or non-native, to know about these men who were there?
I think everybody thinks that they were criminals, and they weren't. They were not criminals. They were charged with murder and kidnapping and things, but that's the things that they did. That to them, that wasn't a crime. That's the way the culture was. That's the way the Indians fought. They killed people. They didn't take prisoners unless they were children, so they could bring them into their tribe and adopt them into their tribe and replenish their people. But most of these guys were not criminal. If the white people that did the same thing were never charged, but they charged the Indians for the same thing that white people were doing and never punished the white people. And, you know, and I think that, to me, people that read those things, and even as I was growing up, and people that were a little older than me had referred to us, you know, with all these derogatory names like gut eater and blanket ass and other things, you know, that was all brought forward. Everybody had bad things to say about Indians, and there's an article in one of these that I brought. It talked about the bad Indian, and he really wasn't a bad Indian. He was just trying to protect his family, and they referred to him as the bad Indian, you know. And he was doing nothing else more than what somebody else would do from the pioneer race or from outside the native culture. He did just what they would have done, and he gets called the bad Indian for trying to protect his family. And I think that we just took a really bad rap all the way through the movies growing up. You know, it was always cowboys and Indians getting killed, and people cheering and yelling and seeing signs, no Indians allowed, and no Indians on the grass and things like that. You know, just I think they really tried to destroy us. They really tried to destroy the culture, the people, and make them somebody else. And I'm glad we're still here.